Red light therapy, otherwise known as photobiomodulation, has exploded in the wellness world. And unlike most trends, this one is actually grounded in real science with thousands of studies exploring its effect on cellular energy, inflammation, recovery, skin health. And it's becoming truly one of the most versatile tools for supporting whole body wellness. Hi, my name is Dr. Arianne Missimer. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, doctor of physical therapy, registered dietitian, and owner of the Movement Paradigm Integrative Health Center. So today I'm going to break down what red light therapy actually does, how it interacts with your cells, the research-backed benefits, and what you need to know before investing in a device, especially if you want to see results. So red light therapy, otherwise known as photobiomodulation, is going to use a specific wavelength of light that actually reaches your cells and influence how they function. So it is a pretty powerful tool. One of your biggest targets is your mitochondria. I'm sure you've heard us talk about this before. So your mitochondria are constantly using oxygen and nutrients to make ATP, which is really the energy that fuels our cells that we need to heal, repair, and stay resilient. So when mitochondrial activity slows down, everything from energy levels to recovery to inflammation can be affected. So we have red and near infrared wavelengths that stimulate a mitochondrial receptor called cytochrome C oxidase. This is going to help create ATP, again, our energy, more efficiently. So if we have more ATP, then that means we have more cellular healing capacity, which is pretty powerful. This is why red light therapy can have such a wide range of benefits, from skin health to joint function to even cognitive support. So what are some of the benefits of red light therapy? So although many people think of this as simply just a skin tool, its therapeutic potential goes much deeper than this. So there are some well-studied areas where red light may be beneficial. So of course, the number one, which is what most people are interested in it for, is skin and collagen. So the red wavelengths are absorbed in the superficial layers of the skin, and this can support collagen synthesis, elasticity, and overall appearance. Next up, which is a big one, is inflammation and healing. I've seen some pretty powerful things in this regard. So red and near infrared wavelengths may help regulate inflammatory pathways and support natural healing mechanisms in the body. This can be really powerful in things like wounds, for example. So near infrared light is a type of light that is beyond the visible red spectrum. So your eyes can't actually see it, but your body can absorb it. So in red light therapy, the near infrared wavelength is typically going to be around 850 nanometers. Next up, we have tendon and joint support. So near infrared light reaches deeper tissues, which is why many people use it for stiffness, for joint comfort, for tendon health, or recovery after activity. Along with that, we have muscle recovery. So athletes, especially, or just active individuals, can use red light therapy before or after training to support performance and reduce a typical soreness that follows intense exercise. I think this is a powerful one, which is immune regulation. So light exposure can influence the way that the cells are going to respond to physiological stressors, which may support immune balance. Mood and brain health. So some early research suggests that near infrared lights may positively influence mood, cognitive function, and even emotional well-being. So in other words, red light therapy is not magic. It's simply physiology. So now let's get into why a red light bulb isn't enough. It's important to understand that the therapeutic light isn't the same as any red glow you might plug in with a lamp. Therapeutic devices are going to vary in specific wavelengths. Most commonly is 660 nanometers for red light and 850 for near infrared, because those are the wavelengths shown in the literature to activate mitochondrial receptors and to penetrate sufficiently into the tissue. So a standard red bulb simply doesn't deliver enough energy or the correct wavelengths to create change at a cellular level. So now, why do red light and near infrared light both matter? So each wavelength is going to reach different depths in the body and therefore influence different tissues. So as I mentioned, red is going to be around 660 nanometers, reaching more of the superficial tissues. This is great for skin support, texture, tone, and more of a topical healing. It may also positively influence circadian rhythms. And then we have near infrared, which is around that 850 nanometers. This can ultimately reach deeper tissues, ideal for joints, muscles recovery, and inflammation. So most therapeutic devices combine the two because they complement each other and offer the most complete range of benefits. The most common mistakes that people make with red light therapy. This is what may prevent you from seeing the results that you're looking for. So number one would be using a device with a low irradiance. If the light doesn't deliver enough power to the tissue, you won't get a therapeutic effect. So many inexpensive devices simply just don't generate the dosage that's needed. Number two would be there's no safety or EMF testing, because a high quality device should be tested by a third party for EMF exposure and just overall safety in general, mainly because the device is going to be used so closely to the body. Number three would be buying devices that only work for one area. So for example, just getting a red light face mask or a specific wand. We really want to think about beyond just that targeted skin concern and have something that can have more versatility to treat deeper areas like joints, back, muscles, and so forth. So for most people, a portable, high-powered, multi-use device is the most practical, and that's very important because we want to think about practicality. So we'll take a quicker look at the LUMEBOX, which is typically the home device that I recommend. So this is the unit itself. So it has high irradiation, so 125 to 140, and this is going to be significantly stronger than many of the handheld models. You can also do a larger treatment area, so about 25% or so bigger than some of the smaller devices, so making the sessions a little bit more efficient. And it has a low EMF output, so about 0.2 at zero distance. And that's been confirmed through independent lab testing. So it also, as I mentioned earlier, it has the red and the near infrared wavelengths for the full spectrum benefits to be able to vary from skin to muscle health and so forth. So it's easy enough to travel with, super small and portable, and ultimately it provides a significant therapeutic effect. I'll include my link in the description for a discount, but if this was helpful, please give it a like, give it a share, and of course, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this on whole body wellness. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.